Hey everybody. Let me post this and pin it. Happy Thursday. It's all about the tax bank products, baby. Hey, how are you doing? Everyone coming in. Hi. Hello. So tonight, I'm going to try to keep it short as possible, but we'll be discussing the good old bank products, okay? This topic is very hot, and what I've learned over the years, but especially a few months ago when the stimulus checks dropped, and that was a whole debacle. You know, the taxpayers thought that tax professionals had their tax refunds. Not refunds, had your stimulus checks. When we didn't, the refund banks had them, but no one knew what a refund bank was. And a lot of you tax pros, you know, I love y'all, but you kind of lost your shit during that time. And I realized that a lot of you all don't know or are confused about what a bank product is, how it works, and how to properly explain it to your tax clients. Hello. Hey, John. How are you? Hey, how are you all? And so tonight we will be discussing everything bank products. So what is a bank product, how you can offer them to your clients, who offers them, who are the refund banks, what the entire process is when you utilize a refund bank, and how it functions with the Internal Revenue Service and your clients. We're just going to go through the whole kit and caboodle. I'm doing good. And you? I am fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for asking me. Yes, remember the games are on. Yes, the games are on, but my target market will be up here with me learning about bank products. Hey, everyone coming in. So let's get right into it. What is a bank product? And I have my notes here so I won't forget anything. But a bank product is essentially a solution that you as the tax preparer that you can offer to your tax clients. And what it does is it allows for your client to not have to pay out-of-pocket expenses for your tax preparation services or for your fees. What happens is your tax preparation fees are deducted from their refund, and then the client gets the difference between their refund and all of the fees. And so it's a convenience for your client, because again, if you charge $300 for a tax prep service, then your client doesn't have to actually pay you $300. They can just get it reduced out of their refund, eliminating them having to pay you from out of their pocket. And so bank products are a convenience, and they're cool if you offer them, especially if you have the clientele, the type of clientele that caters to bank products. That really matters. And we'll get into that a little later with the clientele and the type of clientele that typically go more towards bank products and why. So how can you offer bank products? Well, the first way is to get your EFIN. I talked about that all last week. I've talked about that a few times, so just scroll my feed. We're not going to talk about it tonight, but get your EFIN. First, you set up an IRS e-services account, and that's how you apply for your EFIN. Hey, everyone coming in. The second way you can offer bank products is if you do not have your EFIN, you can partner with other tax companies that will give you an EFIN. It won't belong to you, but it will be registered to your location. My other company, Thrive Tax Systems at Thrive Tax, if you're interested, that's what we specialize in, and that's what we've been doing for the past 5 years, is partnering with tax professionals who do not have their own EFIN but still want to electronically file their tax returns from your office. And so that is an option too. If you find yourself toward the end of the tax season without your EFIN, there are companies that you can go through, or you could just apply for your EFIN yourself, and then you can offer bank products. So who offers, hey everyone, hey. And so who offers bank products? The refund banks offer bank products. So the tax refund banks are literally banks that only deal with and specialize with tax season and tax returns and issuing out refunds and funds so people can get their money a little earlier. And we'll get into that in a second. There used to be 6 refund banks. And so they're Refundo, TPG, which is Santa Barbara. You have Republic, EPS, Refund Advantage, and River City. Now, River City just went out of business, literally. Like, they just had their last tax season. And Santa Barbara TPG is taking all of River City's old clients, or at least they're trying to. But now there are mainly 5 tax banks that you can choose from. And so to explain the entire process to you and why tax refund banks are even in existence. So everyone knows there's a lot of fraud happening in the tax industry. And so the IRS over the years have implemented different things for us as tax professionals to make sure that we're accountable, due diligence requirements, things of that nature. But they are doing a lot of things on their part to significantly reduce all of the nonsense and fraudulent activity that's happening within this industry. So one of the things that they enacted a few years ago, is still pretty new, but it's a good maybe 5-ish years old. The IRS does not start funding tax returns until after February 15th of each year. Okay, let me say that again. The Internal Revenue Service does not start funding tax returns until after February 15th of each year, and that is due to the PATH Act. And basically, that is to reduce the amount of fraudulent activity that happens when people claim certain credits on their tax return. Certain credits like either the EIC, which is the Earned Income Credit, or the CTC, which is the Child Tax Credit. Those and any refundable credit, they're not going to fund your return until after that date. It gives them time to ensure that your information is accurate in order to release those funds. Because as we all know, those credits like EIC and CTC, that is what have people, that's what makes people's refunds so large. 4-figure refunds are those type of credits. And so the IRS doesn't start funding until after February 15th. Funding meaning if you have a refund, you won't get your refund until after February 15th. But we all know that people be walking around in January, early as ever with their refund. It didn't come from the IRS. What it is, it came from a refund bank. And what that is, if you know anyone, or if you have received and this is how it works for your clients, tax pros. So this is what you should tell them. But how it works is if anyone receives their refund before February 15th, it's a loan. It is a loan from the refund banks, and your tax return is the collateral. See, what the refund banks has decided to do is say, hey, people want their refunds early. We'll loan out that money. And then when the IRS starts to fund, that's how the bank gets their money back from loaning you your money because of your refund. And so that's why it's so important for us tax professionals to really know how to accurately prepare a tax return, because if we make any mistakes and say, you prepare a tax return and the refund is $5,000. Let's just throw out some numbers. The refund is like $5,000. But when the IRS gets it and starts to review it, they say, oh no, they weren't due $5,000. Their refund is only $2,000. Well, then they're only going to pay the bank back $2,000, but the bank loaned you out $5,000 as of what was reflected on the tax return. Now, your client owes the bank $3,000. And of course, they're not going to understand that. They're just going to come after you like, why do I owe somebody this money? And you just lost the client, and you might get a bad review and a whole bunch of other stuff. And so it's very important to know how this process works so you can properly educate your clients. In order for them to get a bank product anyway, they must sign an application and a paper. But majority of the people just sign and go. And what I found out, a lot of tax professionals do not take the time to actually explain to their clients, hey, this is a loan, but everything is cool, and it really explains to them the process. And so that's the process. The bank will loan you the money. When the IRS starts funding, that's how the bank retrieves their money again. And then everything is good. Let me see. And if any of you have any questions, or if I'm moving too fast, please let me know. Because I could just talk about stuff like this all day. But if you need me to break something down a little further, please let me know. Do you offer one-on-one training? I do. And if you go to my website, and I do custom packages as well, but if you go to my website, or actually just DM me, you can DM me, but you can also go to my website, www.mindyourtaxbusiness.com. So it's a play off of Mind Your Business, but it's mindyourtaxbusiness.com, and you can read about my coaching services, my one-on-one coaching. So I definitely do offer that. Thank you for asking. And so yes, that's how the process of the bank products work. There are different aspects of a bank product. You do have the loan aspect of a bank product, where if a client receives their refund before the IRS starts funding, then that's a loan, okay? But what if you get a client that comes in toward the end of February or even in March? You can still offer them the convenience of not having to pay out of pocket by what's called a refund transfer. And that's still utilizing a bank product. But whereas if the loan is on tier 1, the refund transfer without the loan capability is right up under it. It's right there. And it still offers the convenience to your clients of paying your fee out of their refund. Now, it only works if your client has a refund, okay? You cannot use a bank product if they have a liability, because there's nothing for the bank to get. They owe the IRS, so there's nothing for the bank to work with. So it doesn't work with clients that have liabilities. And of course, some clients, they're not too, they don't mind either waiting for their tax refund, or, they're just not that type of client who will get a bank product. It does make the fees more for your client. And so, of course, if your client utilizes a bank fee, they're no longer just paying for your tax prep fee. They are paying for your tax prep fee. The bank, of course, has a fee. The software company has a fee. So their fees are increased just for the convenience of using a bank product. It is a convenience. They get their refund much quicker. And it's more of a convenience for them, so they'll pay a little more, but they don't have to come out of pocket. Versus if they decide not to get a bank product and your tax prep fee is the only thing they have to pay. They don't have to pay the bank fees, the software fees, all of that. It's just your tax preparation fee if they do not use a bank product. So let me see. any questions, and y'all can ask questions either in the comments, or there is a box with a question mark on it. You can put your questions there too, and they'll be highlighted. Oh yeah, see, I'm so happy I have notes, because I would have forgot this, which this is important. So, with those of you all who are first year EFIN holders, okay, most of the banks do not allow first year EFIN holders to offer the loan side of the bank product. The reason why is because the tax refund banks deem it as a liability, and because the loan, like they want to get to know you, your ratio of how many acknowledged tax returns you file on a regular. Meaning, if you e-file 50 tax returns, but 25 get rejected from the IRS, okay, your ratio is terrible. That means half of your electronically filed tax returns have been rejected. That's not a good look. Banks don't want to work with you because it seems like something fishy can happen. And so with first year EFIN holders, there is no history that they can look up. They can't see your history or see your clients. They can't see that ratio. So they typically don't allow first year EFIN holders to offer the loan aspect of a bank product. Santa Barbara, aka TPG, they offer first year EFIN holders to do the refund transfer, which is still making sure that which is the process of taking your fees out of your client's refund and them getting the remainder. You can do that for sure, which is still a help, but you won't be able to do the loan aspect and have your clients get their refund super early. Yes. So first year EFIN holders, you have to build up your history first. Hey, thumbs up. Also, let me see, what else do we have here? So I talked about first. Okay. And so last but not least, software. Because software plays a huge role with bank products, because you typically apply for bank products through your software. So picking out your software is so very important. That's why this week we talked about software and bank products. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was all about software and picking out software. And I did a live yesterday about choosing software and how I suggest you choose your software. So check that one out. But today we're talking about bank products, and you want to do it in that order, but also have a few considerations also. So when you're picking out your software, each software company have pre-existing partnerships with bank with refund banks, excuse me. And so TPG may work with, 3 banks, while Rapid Refund may work with only 2 banks. Okay. And so your marching orders, I guess, your actionable steps from here is, when you're looking for your software, always see what banks they're partnered with, because if they are partnered with a particular bank, that means that you can offer bank products from that particular bank within the preferred software that you've chosen. If you find a bank that you like, of course, their fees aren't too bad. They may offer first year EFIN holders the ability to offer the loan bank product, which we should know what tax banks or refund banks are doing about that within the next month. They should be releasing, if they're going to be allowing first year EFIN holders to offer the loan aspect of the bank product. Most don't. I think EPS did last year. I don't have personal experience with EPS, but I'm not sure. Don't take my word for it. but you can research it yourself, and you can always call the tax banks and see, okay, what are y'all rules? What do you do for a first year EFIN holder? Okay, you can always ask them that. So if you find, like, say you find a tax bank that allows first year EFIN holders to offer the loan aspect of a bank product, but then your software isn't partnered with that tax bank. Here's where it gets interesting. These are decisions that you have to make. You either have to find a software that, now is the bank more important than your software, or can you find a solution that marries the type of software you fell in love with the bank that you want to use? So those type of strategy, and it all really depends on where you're at in your business, where you're trying to go, and what your current situation is. And so it kind of depends on a few options. And then once you weigh your options, you'll know how to proceed, because all of those ingredients do matter when it comes to picking a software and a bank product. So that is a very brief rundown on bank products. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to either comment this video, share it with someone who needs to know about bank products, like it, all of that jazz. Check my bio link for different ways to help you as a tax professional grow and sustain a six-figure tax business. Okay, I'll make another post tomorrow about bank products, and next week we will be into a whole new topic. So I will make that announcement on this Sunday. But if I have no more questions about bank products, I am going to go. So until next time, y'all, peace.